Let's get right into it. Where do we begin? The voice is kind of back, not really. Um, couple of little things, guys. You know, we never really talked about this. We kind of did, I guess, but this video it keeps getting sent to me. I did see it where Dorit is stopped on the street and asked about PK. It looks like a staged calling of TMZ, but look, Dorit and PK, they have a new harsh reality. It's fucking over, okay? These two are doing things at this point for like that dinner that they just recently had a few weeks ago, and it's just all for the cameras. It's yes, they have two wonderful children. I think they're both great parents. They'll do anything for the kids, but this is not like Susie Homemaker and Mr. Susie Homemaker sitting home, to like tend to the children, so to speak. So it's a harsh reality. It's over, but you gotta laugh if you haven't seen this video. Dorit's marriage will be part of the new season of Beverly Hills, the breakup of it. Rachel Zoe's will be more of the breakup, but I love when they ask Dorit, like, so what's up with you and PK? And, if you haven't seen this video, you have to see it. Dorit is like, I mean, the British accent is never as strong as this. It has not been as strong as this in a really long time. We talked about this a little bit, but I think it's funny. I don't think we talked about, she was like, Dorit and PK, let me tell you, isn't that the age-old saga? Not really, Dorit. No one is sitting at home thinking about the age-old saga of Dorit and PK. And she's like, what isn't up, darling? Dorit and PK are north and south. These are literally things she said. They're north and south. They're east and west. They're yin and the yang. They're up and they're down. Who isn't it just a challenge? Dorit, tell us nothing. Oh, we're north and we're south. We're this and we're that. Girl, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So this is the harsh reality. My sources from that are pretty reliable. We could read that any way we want, but my sources, which are pretty reliable, say that this is just the harsh reality. There is nothing. There is no Dorit and PK. They might get together for dinner or whatever, but it's all based on public persona. And yeah, they're great parents and they want to co-parent the kids. That's it. It's over. The one thing before we move on from Beverly Hills is I did incorrectly predict Dorit and Rachel Zoe and what they would be doing this year. I really thought they wouldn't get along, but it turns out, I mean, they are kind of the same person. They both love fashion. And I mean, there's even in that Hamptons picture when they were at Surf Lodge this summer, they were holding hands. And they're both going through the same thing. They're around the same age. Zoe's a little bit older, but they're both going to be single for the first time in a really long time. Rachel Zoe longer. So they're friends. I just think, look, let's not rock the boat. Let's have a great season. Dorit will be friends with Zoe. Great. But to me, it's all about Rachel Zoe, and Dorit is all about Dorit. I ain't giving this friendship like a decade. I ain't even giving her and Bose a decade. It's Housewives. Something always happens. Maybe I give Bozoma St. John, as Dorit says, more length of time than I give Zoe and Dorit. By the way, when Zoe and Dorit do fall out, I imagine Kyle, who has known Zoe forever, will have Zoe's back and it will reignite the whole feud between Dorit and Zoe. Between Dorit and Kyle. Has everyone fallen asleep? I'm not so excited for the new season of Beverly Hills. It is my favorite. I do think it's going to be. A rumor is we're getting a trailer. We're recording this a few days in advance. We're not going to have a trailer now in September. It's way too early. But if it's going to come in November or December, Kyle thinks December. I think December, maybe November. What else is starting on Bravo in November? We don't have anything else, even the other shows, unless there's a new show, which seems to be the trend. But I so maybe December, but it's we'll get the trailer a month earlier. I'll get excited, but I think Zoe and Dorit, let's not get too excited. They are gonna fall out soon. So there's that. Um, Speaking of friendship fallouts, they're not. It's basically over between Dolores and Teresa since I brought this up earlier in the week. Look, they've known each other for 50 years. Externally, I think Teresa is acting not bothered by anything. Externally, we all know Dolores is the fucking like fakest housewife possibly in history. Not in history, but she's up there. So she ain't gonna rock the boat. So I think externally things will seem great between these two. But let's be very honest. Things are not good between Dolores and Teresa. Dolores is out and about with Melissa and Margaret and Fuda and all of them. I don't know if she's necessarily chosen sides. I think she is still Switzerland. But when you are back on the show, Dolores, and when you were back on the show, Sarge, hi Sarge. Don't you just love Marge the Sarge? And when you were back on the show, Melissa, and it's the three of you and a whole bunch of newbies, and Desi Fessy, we know Desperate Fessler, and Teresa is not on the show with you guys. I would say just put a nail in the Teresa and Dolores friendship. They're not going to be able to survive it. I think externally it will be fine. Dolores and Teresa ain't hanging out. When is the last time Dolores hung out with Teresa? Dolores hangs out with Margaret and Melissa. Teresa hangs out with Jennifer Aiden. So it really is over. It's a strained over friendship. I don't even know if it's strained. I just think it's over. And listen, season, a reason, or a lifetime. There's very few you have for a lifetime. Teresa's chosen her husband. Dolores is doing what she's doing. They'll always be there for each other. They have that old school Jersey stuff, but it's over, okay? It's over. Does anyone think that Dolores and Teresa are still friends? Because they're not. And if they are, when the show returns, they won't be. Denise and Aaron. I feel like all is fair in love and war. All is fair with lawsuits. So they're both taking low blows towards each other, I feel. I'm not opposed to it because I feel whatever happens in a divorce or any lawsuit, pull out all the stops, honey, and let's get it going. So I'm not opposed to these low blows. I think with a lawsuit, you should take low blows. It's the whole nature of it. But here are a couple of things. Let's start with Denise, shall we? I